White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt confirmed on Tuesday the commencement of deportation flights transporting undocumented immigrants from the United States to the Guantanamo Bay military detention facility in Cuba. While Leavitt revealed that at least 2 deportation flights were underway, she refrained from providing further specifics. This confirmation corroborates earlier reporting by the Wall Street Journal, which, citing an anonymous official familiar with the operation, indicated that approximately a dozen migrants were aboard a flight departing from Fort Bliss, Texas. The newspaper further reported the occurrence of an additional flight on Monday. The initiation of these deportation flights follows President Donald Trump's recent executive order authorizing the establishment of a large-scale detention camp at the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base, with a projected capacity to house up to 30,000 individuals deported from the U.S. The nationalities of the deportees on these initial flights remain undisclosed. This development follows closely on the heels of El Salvador's offer to accept undocumented migrants from any nation, including incarcerated U.S. citizens, an announcement made by President Nayib Bukele after a visit from U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Leavitt emphasized President Trump's resolute commitment to fulfilling his previously stated ambition of undertaking the largest deportation effort in American history, targeting an estimated He has publicly indicated his intention to enlist the military's assistance in achieving this ambitious goal. Secretary Rubio, acknowledging the legal complexities involved, stated on Monday, "Obviously, we'll have to study it on our end. There are obviously legalities involved. We have a constitution, we have all sorts of things." The Guantanamo Bay facility, often described by critics as America's Gulag, has a controversial history, having housed individuals accused of involvement in the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, as well as others designated as enemy combatants. Some detainees have endured prolonged detention without trial, raising significant human rights concerns. Elinor Acer, Senior Director for Refugee Protection at Human Rights First, offered a critical perspective, stating to The Guardian, "This is political theater and part of the Trump administration's broader effort to paint immigrants as threats in the United States and fan anti-immigrant sentiment." Her statement underscores the deep divisions and concerns surrounding this policy, highlighting its potential impact on the human rights of those affected and the broader political imp. The deployment of the military to aid in these mass deportations raises further concerns regarding the potential for human rights abuses and the erosion of due process, especially given the historical context of Guantanamo Bay and its reputation for controversial detention practices. The lack of transparency surrounding the details of these deportations, including the nationalities of those being deported and the specific legal justifications, adds to the existing concerns about the fairness and legality of the operation. The administration's decision to utilize Guantanamo Bay, a facility with a history of human rights violations, further fuels apprehension regarding the potential treatment of those deported. The swift implementation of this plan, following President Trump's executive order, suggests a determination to act decisively, potentially overshadowing thorough consideration of the legal and ethical implications. The implications of this mass deportation effort extend far beyond the immediate consequences for the individuals being deported. It raises broader questions about the future of immigration policy in the United States and the potential for further erosion. The use of the military in this context and the choice of Guantanamo Bay as a detention facility suggest a willingness to prioritize speed and political expediency over due process and the protection of human rights. The long-term consequences of this policy remain uncertain, but the immediate effect is one of heightened anxiety and concern among immigrant communities and human rights advocates alike. The international community is likely to scrutinize this action, considering its implications for international law and the protection of refugees and asylum seekers. The secretive nature of the operation further erodes trust and transparency, making it difficult to assess the full scope and impact of these actions.